which is the nearest one to the Earth's surface, and all the weather conditions take place in this layer. Okay, weather condition like what, teacher? There are different layers of condition which affect on the atmosphere. What are they? It's like air pressure, temperature, wind, humidity, clouds, and rains. There are many factors affect on the weather, affect on the atmosphere. What are they? What are these factors? Air pressure, temperature, wind, humidity, clouds, rain. 6 factors. We will study today 2, tomorrow inshallah, another 2, and after tomorrow, the last 2. Okay? All of these factors affect on the weather and change it. All of this happens in the troposphere. Okay? The second one, stratosphere. The stratosphere is the second layer in the atmosphere, okay, and it has the ozone layer. Do you know anything about the ozone layer?
No, but I know its name only.
Okay, the ozone layer. This is the ozone layer. Ozone layer. It's a layer in the atmosphere. It is in the second layer. Okay, it is in the stratosphere, and it's very important for the Earth. It protects the Earth from the bad rays which comes from the sun. Oh, teacher, the sun has bad rays. Yeah, has harmful rays. Okay, so the sun has many rays. Some of them are useful for the living things, and others are harmful. So, ozone layer protects the Earth from these harmful rays. It allows some of these rays to allow through it, and others can't pass through it. Okay, so some of the sun rays can pass through the ozone layer, but others can't pass. So the ozone layer protects the Earth from the harmful rays of the sun. This is the importance of the ozone layer. So if I ask you, Juliana, so what is the importance of the ozone layer? Protects the Earth. Concentrate, Juliana. Protects the Earth from the harmful rays. Again?
I don't hear you. Don't hear you when you ask the question.
What is the importance of the ozone layer? What is the importance of the ozone layer? Protects the Earth from the harmful rays.
I was talking and my mic was closed.
Juliana, do you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Concentrate. I said the answer. Say it after me. It protects the Earth from the harmful rays. It protects the Earth from the harmful rays. Again?
Protect the Earth from the harmful.
Yeah. So the sun has harmful rays, so the ozone layer doesn't allow them to go or to pass through it and go to the Earth. Okay? What is the importance of the atmosphere, teacher? I said the atmosphere has gases like oxygen, which is important for living things for respiration, and also it has carbon dioxide, which is important for plants to make their own food. Is there another important for the atmosphere? Yeah, it protects the Earth like a big blanket. Look, it's like a blanket surrounded by the Earth. So it's like a blanket of insulation. What the meaning of insulation, teacher? It means it will absorb the heat from the sun and it keeps this heat inside the atmosphere. Okay, and it helps the Earth to stay warm. So look at this picture. It allows the sun rays to go through it, or to pass through it, and it will keep it inside. It doesn't allow it to go again, to go to the space again. Okay, it will reflect it again to the earth. If it go to move to the space, it will reflect it again to the earth. So it will make the earth warm. This is the importance of the atmosphere. The atmosphere protects the earth like a big blanket of insulation. It means it absorbs the heat of the sun and keep it inside the atmosphere, which helps the earth to stay warm. So this is why the earth always warm, not cold. Okay? So what about teacher the ozone layer? The ozone layer allows some rays of the sun to pass through it, and others they can't pass through them. Why? Because some of the sun rays are harmful, so they will not pass through the ozone layer. So we have only the useful sun rays only, and the harmful one will not pass because of the ozone layer. Okay, if I talk about the ozone layer, where is the ozone layer? In which layer? Huh? In which layer? Grade 5. Are you sleepy?
That's in the stratosphere. In stratosphere.
Stratosphere. The ozone layer in the stratosphere. The ozone layer in stratosphere. Troposphere, the first one. The first one is the troposphere, which has all the factors which affect on the weather. Okay? But the second one is the stratosphere. The
Stratosphere.
second one. And it has the ozone.
The ozone layer.
Yeah, okay. So these are the two layers we talk about. The others, you have just know their names, okay? So today we talked about what? We talked about the atmosphere. I said the atmosphere is the air around the earth, the air around the earth. This is the atmosphere. It has many gases. Yeah, it has different gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, different gases. And also, it has many layers: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. The first one, troposphere, the first layer, the closest layer to the Earth's surface. And most of the changes in the atmosphere happens in this layer. All the weather conditions take place in the troposphere. The second one is the stratosphere, the ozone layer in the stratosphere. What is the importance of the ozone layer? It allows the useful rays of the sun to pass through it, and doesn't allow the other harmful rays to pass through it. So it protects the earth from the sun's harmful rays. Again, what is the importance of the ozone layer? Protects the earth from the sun's harmful rays. Again, ya Malak Hani. What is
Yes,
the
teach.
ozone layer, honey?
Okay, teach. The importance of it helps protect the earth from the sun's harmful rays.
Excellent. And what is the importance, Malak Wael, of the atmosphere?
From the atmosphere, it protects the earth. Like it's like a blanket on the earth.
Yeah, it's like a blanket of insulation. What's the meaning of blanket of insulation?
It passes the warmness of the sun.
And it keeps the heat inside the atmosphere. And that this heat help to stay the earth warm.
Yeah, it
Okay?
makes the earth warm and passes the heat, but stops
Yes.
the harmful rays.
Absorbs, yes, that's right. Absorbs the heat of the sun and it keeps it inside the atmosphere. It will not go to the space again. Okay? So it will make the earth warm. It will make the earth. Is it okay? So, teacher, you told us that all the conditions in the atmosphere happens in the troposphere, in the first layer. Yeah, these factors like what? Like humidity, air pressure, wind, rain, all of these factors take place in the troposphere, in the first layer. Okay, so these factors affect on the weather? Yes, they affect on the weather. So what the meaning, the teacher, of the weather? What the meaning of weather? And this is our lesson, the name of the lesson. What causes weather? So what the meaning of weather? Weather means the conditions of the Earth's atmosphere. All these factors we talked about. Humidity, rain, clouds, temperature, all of these factors, okay, are effect on the atmosphere, and these are called weather. Weather again, weather. What the meaning of weather? The
Refers to the condition of
The condition of Earth
at a particular time.
condition of the Earth's
At a
atmosphere
particular time.
condition
at a
of Earth's
particular
atmosphere
time.
at particular time.
Teacher, what do you mean by a particular time? Because the weather, the weather changes from day to day.
Changes, yeah,
from
changes
season.
always.
All the time it changes from day to day, from season to season, from place to place. If we
And
are
even from like it's in time from hour to hour, like every hour it may increase or decrease.
in the North Pole or South Pole, or if you are in the equator, near the equator, okay, so
Yeah.
weather always changes from place to place, from day to day, from season to season, so always it changes. So what is weather? The weather refers to the condition of Earth's atmosphere in a particular time. Refers to the condition of Earth's atmosphere at a particular time. Okay? So today we studied atmosphere. What the meaning of atmosphere? The air around the Earth. What the meaning of weather? The conditions of the Earth's atmosphere at a particular time. What are these factors, teacher? What are these conditions which affect on the weather? Air pressure, humidity, temperature, wind, clouds, and rains. Today we will study two, and tomorrow, like I said, we will study other two, and after tomorrow, the last two. Today we will talk about the air pressure or the atmospheric pressure. What the meaning of atmospheric pressure? Is the weight of the atmosphere. Is the weight of the atmosphere. So let's talk about the place. The place you are in. Are you in a low place, in a low area, like at the sea level, or at the surface of the earth, or you are in a high area, like at the top of the mountain? Let's compare between them. If you are here at the sea level, okay, look, so look at the air above you. What will happen? Is it long or short?
Long.
Long. A big amount on Earth above this area. If we are at the top of the mountain, look about the air above it. Is it long or short?
Short.
Short.
Short. So the amount of air above the highland, it's shorter than the amount of air above the Earth's surface or lowland. So which one will be heavy? Which one will be heavier? Here at the sea level, or at the Earth's surface, or at the top of the mountain? Which
Top
one will be heavier? The air will be heavier
The
where?
top of the mountain.
Here it will be heavier, you understand? Here it will be
The
no,
higher.
here, because you have a lot of air here. Look at the amount of air here in this area. It has a big amount of air here above it.
Yeah, but I didn't understand.
Okay,
Me too, teacher.
I'm explaining. I
Teacher.
didn't. Okay, so the lowland has a big amount of air above it. Look at the amount of air. It's bigger than the amount of air at the top of the mountain. Okay, so sure, which one will be heavier? This one will be heavier than this one. Okay,
Oh,
why?
Teacher, I didn't understand.
Why? Because this one is more than this one. Okay, so
yeah.
yes, so which one? Who said, teacher, I didn't understand? I am explaining. I didn't finish it.
Teacher, the mountain it is short because it's closest to the air.
Yeah, look here. It's a highland, ya Malak. It's a highland, okay?
Yeah.
It's high like that. Look at there above it. It's short. So it's small
Because it's
air
because
above
it's
it.
close to the
The
sky.
sky. Yeah. Okay, but here, look, this is lowland. So it has
Yeah. So
amount
it
of
will
air above
it have high pressure.
Yeah, so it has a big amount of air above it. So sure, this one, okay, will be more or greater than the higher area. Okay, so what's the meaning of atmospheric pressure, teacher? Pressure means the weight of the atmosphere, the weight of the atmosphere, which you press, like you when you press on something. Like if you sit, you will press on the chair. If you are standing, you are pressing on the land. Okay, so this is called press. So the air is pressing on this area. Okay, so if you are in a low area or low place, so we have a big amount, a great amount of air above you. And here, if you are at the top of the mountain, you have a small amount of air above this area. So sure, this one will be greater, has greater weight than this one, because this one is smaller. Okay, so sure, it has less weight, less weight. Okay, so this one, a big amount of air. So sure, this one is heavier. It has big weight. It has greater amount of air. So sure, it will be heavier. Okay, so the air pressure at the top of the mountain will be greater, or at the sea level will be greater. Uh, Jana,
You see,
Yes,
Jana,
teacher. See,
which one has more air pressure?
the sea level.
At the sea level. So at the sea level, yeah, at the sea level, the air pressure will be greater. So what's the meaning of air pressure? The weight of the atmosphere. The weight of the atmosphere. Which one has more weight? Here, because it has a big amount of air.
Atmosphere
But if we are in a higher area, the weight of the atmosphere will be less because we have a little amount of air. Okay, so sure, here this one will be more than the higher places. This is why we can see some ice at the top of the mountain. Why? Because the high places has low air pressure and low temperature. Low air pressure, low temperature. But at the sea level, here it has high air pressure, high temperature. High air pressure, high temperature. Again, what's the meaning of atmospheric pressure? The weight of the atmosphere
the weight of the atmosphere
Earth.
pressing down on
The
Earth.
weight of the atmosphere pressing down on Earth. It is affected by the altitude, teacher? Yes. How? If we are in a high area, a high place, so we have less air pressure. If we are in a low place, low area, so it has high air pressure. High place, high air pressure, low air pressure, low temperature. Low place, high air pressure, high temperature. So high altitude like this mountain, low air pressure. What's the meaning of altitude, teacher? Altitude means height. Height. Okay, altitude means height. So
The
what
height above the sea level.
height above the sea level? The height or the elevation above the sea level. The height or the elevation above the sea level. Okay, or above the earths of the earth. Okay, this is the meaning of altitude. يبقى
So we can say the altitude is above the height above the sea level or height above the Earth's surface.
the sea level or the earth's surface. If you are at above the water, so you are at the sea level. If you are on land, so it is called the earth's surface. Okay, but they are the same. Look here, this is the earth's surface, this is the sea level. So they are the same. But here, if you are on land, here, if you are in water. Okay?
Okay.
So what's the meaning of atmospheric pressure? The weight of the atmosphere. The weight of the atmosphere pressing down on Earth. Which one has more air pressure? The higher places or the lower places? Hello, Jai. The higher or the lower? يا لوجي لوجين لوجي لوجين where are you لوجي Prince
Yes, teacher.
which one has more air pressure the lower area or the higher area
The low
the lower area and the higher area
has low pressure.
low air pressure excellent so high altitude low air pressure low altitude high air pressure again grade 5 okay but you joined 10 minutes late yeah I have to finish this part high altitude low air pressure low altitude high air pressure okay and the meaning of air pressure also is important okay so how scientist teacher measure the air pressure by which tool by pyrometer pyrometer is a tool that is used to measure air pressure pyrometer a pyrometer is a tool that measures the air pressure okay like thermometer measures the temperature the ruler measures length so also how can we measure air pressure by pyrometer so Marwa which tool is used to measure the air pressure Marwa
Yeah, teacher.
which tool honey is used to measure air pressure
Which tool is used to measure the air pressure?
Mm. Barometer again
Barometer.
barometer barometer
Barometer.
barometer
Barometer.
okay
Did I say it right?
yeah barometer okay next the next factor which affect on the temperature or the atmosphere sorry the second factor which affect on the atmosphere is called temperature okay so here I said that air pressure affected on the atmosphere how teacher I said because the low air pressure has what the low air pressure has what
Low air pressure.
has what has good weather or cold weather
Cold.
yeah it's stormy cold rainy but low air pressure it's hot it's fair weather
Cold.
weather so if I ask you does the atmospheric pressure affects on the atmosphere yeah how low air pressure means stormy weather okay but high air pressure means fair weather good weather okay another factor the temperature also another factor which affect on the atmosphere what the meaning of temperature we studied it from grade 1 how hot or cold something else so it is talking about is the weather hot or cold so the temperature teacher changes does the temperature change yeah always it changes okay so different places have different temperatures so if you are here near the equator you feel hot or cold Sandra near the equator is it hot or cold
Near the equator it will be hot.
hot and Basant here in the North Pole and South Pole is it hot or cold the North Pole and South Pole hot or cold
Cold.
cold so near the equator it's hot and near the North Pole and South Pole it's cold so the places
Cold.
near the North Pole and South Pole are cooler than the places near the equator okay so different places have different temperatures okay what else teacher if we are at the top of the mountain or we are in a low place I said it from just 1 minute if we are in a high area The temperature would be high or low, girls?
High. Low.
High? Low. This is
Low,
why we
teacher.
can see ice at the top of the mountains.
I
But-
got confused.
Yeah, in the low area, in the low area at the sea level,
Yeah, with high.
high temperature. So again, high places like that, high altitude,
Low pressure.
low temperature,
Low
low temperature. طب if we are here at the sea level, low altitude,
high temperature.
high
pressure.
air pressure, high temperature, high air pressure, high temperature. Is it okay? Another thing also affect on the temperature. It's the position of the sun in the sky. The position of the sun in the sky always changes during the day. Why? Because the sun at the early morning, it is low in the sky. Look, it's like it changes its position in the sky like that. In the morning, it's low. At noon, it's high. And in the early evening or at sunset, it's low again. So which one has more